Hey guys, I'm back with a new video, and in this video, I'm so hyped because I'm gonna be testing out the new Fenty Beauty concealers and setting powder, aka the Cure.
Oh, I'm so excited!
If you don't know, Fenty Beauty has released new shades in their Pro Filter foundation. They've released concealers, which, oh my gosh, it's so crazy because I was just talking to my friends about this. I was like, man, Fenty needs to come out with some concealers and some setting powders, and they came out with both. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to test it out. I'm really hoping it lives up to my expectations because although I love my Fenty Beauty, you just never know. So that's why we're gonna do this video and test it out. Before we get into the application process, I first just wanna go over the products that are released, how many shades they come in, you know, all that good stuff, and then we will begin applying the new product. So first, beginning with the Pro Filter Foundation, Fenty Beauty has added 10 brand new shades: 105, 145, 185, 235, 255, 345, 385, 445, 495, and 498. Now for the concealers, which I'm so excited about. You don't understand because I know Fenty is gonna come, well, I'm hoping Fenty is gonna come with the undertones. When it comes to my concealer, I'm about my undertones. So it comes in 50 shades. It's dropping January 11th. It's creamy, pigmented, crease proof. We're gonna test that out because I'm gonna wear this all day. The concealer, the setting powder, and I already have the Fenty Pro Filter foundation on right now. Yeah, and it's supposed to cover hyperpigmentation, blemishes, and basically it's supposed to be the cure for all of the things that you want to hide. Now for the translucent powder, it comes in the shades lavender, butter, banana, cashew, honey, hazelnut, nutmeg, and coffee. So enough of all of the info. I'm too excited. I don't want to talk anymore. Let's just get into the video right now. If you're wondering what shade I am in the Fenty Pro Filter foundation, I am 300. Fenty sent me 3 shades of the concealer. I got 280, 290, and 300. One thing I will say is when it comes to these concealers or any bottles that are frosted, you want to swatch because a frosted bottle can it can give the illusion that it's lighter or darker, most of the time lighter than the color that's actually in the bottle. Since I use 300, I'm gonna go with 300 first to cancel out the dark circles. We're gonna cure these dark circles, and then I'm gonna go in with a lighter color to brighten. Fenty gave me this cute little mirror, which I actually needed because it's hard trying to see when you're filming a video. So I know I am putting a lot, but the reason why I am putting a lot, and this is more than I normally put, you could tell right away that because it's so creamy, it's not gonna be, you know, too overwhelming. Okay, all right. So did I fail already? I guess I failed already. So I guess you can't use that sponge. So it does set. Okay, so it's definitely a concealer that sets, which makes me really happy. It definitely reminds me of the foundation, just a bit more creamier, but as far as the finish, it looks like the Pro Filter foundation. All right, let's go to this side. I am gonna just take the extra concealer off and blend it in. I honestly, this brush is too small for me to use for concealer under my eyes. It'll take forever. I like to use the foundation brush. I just think it's quicker. Although I love my makeup, I don't like taking forever to apply it. A good technique would be to blend it in with the brush and then use your finger to warm it up. All right, so this is what the color 300 looks like on me. It doesn't like have as much coverage as I thought it was gonna have. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it's this shade, but I'm not really liking it that much. I don't know. I don't dislike it, but it just looks chalky, but it could be the color. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let me do a close-up for you guys. This is what it looks like close up. All right, now that I have my shade 300 on, which actually I noticed also is that 300 is not the same color as the foundation. Obviously, it looks brighter under my eyes. So I do like that because they give you the choice where it's basically like they find the perfect cure. They find the perfect match of the concealer to go with the foundation. So it is slightly lighter. It is not the exact same shade. I'm not sure if you can see in the bottle that 300 and the actual bottle is darker than 300, the concealer. I'm gonna use 290, and I'm just gonna put a little bit because I don't want it to be too bright. When I first was blending it out, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this, guys. Booyah! This is what the concealer looks like. It has a really, really pretty tone to it. Like, oh my gosh, I love it. Now that I'm done with the concealer, we're gonna move on to the setting powder. And what I'm gonna do, because I'm not quite sure how this powder should be used, because it does say it's a translucent, I'm gonna do one side where I bake, and I'm gonna do the other side where I just lightly set with powder and keep it moving. This is what the packaging looks like on the new Fenty Beauty translucent powder. And this is in the shade Honey. Not quite sure if I'm even going to be able to bake with this. I think this is too dark for me. So I might end up just setting it. This is what it looks like on the inside. Got the Fenty Beauty logo. So I'm just going to put some on here and swatch it on my hand because I need to see, like, is it appearing lighter? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to bake with this. I'm still going to do it for the sake of the video because I want to see if it gives you flashback if you do bake with it. But I feel like if I bake with it, it might end up making my under eye look darker. All right, so I'm blending out the concealer again because I did notice since I've been talking to you guys, it did crease a bit, but I do remember Riri saying that, but she was just like, blend it out with your finger and voila. So if you don't want to set it, there might be times where it will crease, but then you can just literally go like that and put it back in place and you're ready to go. And I'm gonna take my sponge and just take a little bit, like an even amount. And on this side, I am going to bake. Although I don't think it's gonna work as baking. No, I can't bake with this powder. It's too dark. Dang it! I wish I had a lighter color. All right, so we're just gonna take the translucent powder and apply it all over the face. I'm not gonna do the baking, which is fine. I honestly don't. I feel like Rihanna isn't even a baker. She's not a baker. I feel like she doesn't bake. She honestly doesn't need to. But yeah, I feel like that's not something she does, which is fine. So I had a feeling that in this video, I was only going to be setting. This powder is like a tad bit darker than me. So I'm going to have to work with what I got. Wow, this is a really, really beautiful powder. It is not cakey. It looks very velvety. So you can see I'm like a shade darker now, but that's perfectly fine. I do it all the time anyways, especially when I have a lot of acne scars. I'm trying to think of a powder I can compare it to, and I can't really think of one. It's just really, really smooth. Like, I wish you could touch my skin. We're going to do the flash photography test and all of that jazz. I'm going to finish the rest of my face. All right, so I completed my face. Even though the powder wasn't my shade, and what I did was I brought bronzer like down my neck. You can see like it's like, you know, my hair is hiding it. I really like the way it looks. Before I leave, I do want to do a flash photography test. I got my flash ready. Let's see what happens. So in flash, it does not look bad. It definitely passed the flash photography test. It's not the most perfect, and I think it could be because I applied so much since I had to, you know, work with the color that I had, but I'm not quite sure. Overall, it doesn't look powdery, and there's not much flashback. I can say the concealer has absolutely no flashback. I'm gonna wear this face for about, I would say like 6 to 8 hours. Right now, it is 2:55, basically 3 o'clock. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get some close-ups and see how it lasts through the oils, see how it lasts through the facial expressions, if it settles in the creases, under the eyes. I also wanna show you guys what it looks like on my phone, like the 4K quality on the phone. If you go in the setting, you know, on iPhone, you put it on 4K. You can basically see everything, every pore, every crack, every line, every scar, everything. Sometimes, you know, with our special lights, you only can see so much. That's why I try to do as much close-ups as possible for you guys. But I'm gonna do a close-up on my phone, and I'm also gonna do a close-up for you guys in natural light, so you can just see how it looks in different lighting. I'm gonna do a little up-close and personal video with my iPhone. All right, so this is what it looks like on my iPhone. This is what it looks like in just dull light. Now this is what it looks like underneath the sun, with the sun beaming on my skin. So now that you've seen what the makeup looks like under different lighting, I'm gonna go and live my life. I'll be back in about, like I said, 6 to 8 hours, and we'll see what the verdict is. Hey guys, so I'm back. It is now basically 11 o'clock. I've had this face on since 3 p.m. As you can see, I'm sure you can tell. I feel so disgusting, and I want to touch up just so I can show you guys what it looks like touched up. But one thing I will say, I mean, nothing can really hold up to the oil on my face, especially my nose area. You can see it looks crazy. I did not touch up the whole time. I really wanted to see truly how the concealer and the setting powder would hold up. I mean, because especially the setting powder, that's kind of the point. Also, I do see creasing underneath my eyes. I know it says that it's creaseless. I honestly believe that if you're someone who has creases underneath your eyes naturally, a concealer that says that it's creaseless is not going to magically make your under eye creases go away and not settle into the lines. Like, that's just how it is. That's how it is. I'm going to take the Honey Translucent Powder and the Fenty Powder Brush, and let's see what happens when I touch up this face, because it looks a mess. You don't understand how hard it was for me to not touch up. I was going crazy because I can feel the grease on my face. Wow. It touches up really good. I don't know if it's the combo of the brush and the powder. Usually when I touch up on my nose, it's a done deal. Like, there's no going back. Okay, wait, let me put some of the highlight on. Fix my nose highlight. Wow. Okay, I'm excited. Wow. I mean, I do have some creasing around the nose, which honestly for me, it's really, really hard to find any product, any powder, any concealer that can stop that creasing. It just doesn't happen. I give it a thumbs up. I love it. I can't believe it. And this is not just because it's Fenty Beauty. I was really surprised with this powder because I was nervous, because I know Rihanna isn't really big on, like, you know, thick kind of makeup, but this powder, I don't know. This is already up there with some of my favorite powders. I can't believe it. Like, this is gonna be next to one of my favorite powders, which is Dermablend. As far as the concealer, like I said, it wasn't creaseless on me, but it definitely has a pretty undertone. I love how they pair the concealer, you know, so if you're someone who's a beginner and you don't know how bright you should go with your concealer, that's a great way to start. I do feel like the blendability for me was a little weird, and that's me judging it based off of using a sponge, using the brush, and using my fingers, where there are some other concealers that I've used where I can use a sponge, a brush, or my finger, and I kind of basically almost get like the same finish. But with this concealer, that was not the case. I wanted to do a close-up for you guys. This is the touch-up. So giving you my final honest opinion on the concealer, if I were to rate it from a 1 to 10, I would give it a 7 for me and my preference and how I like my concealer. And for the setting powder, if I would give it a rating on a scale from 1 to 10, I would definitely give it a 10. I love it so much. I can honestly say that this is going to be a powder that I reach for. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. I don't know when I'll see you, because we don't know when baby Zoe's going to come. She literally can come right now as I'm speaking to you. So hopefully I can get another video in for you guys before she comes. But, you know, I don't know. So I'm not going to make any promises. But I'll see you guys soon. Deuces.